At 40 years old, he's just been named to the All-NBA second team. Let that sink in. 4 decades of life. Over 2 decades in the league. And still, one of the best basketball players on earth. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. With this selection, LeBron becomes the oldest player in NBA history to be named to an All-NBA team. And guess whose record he broke? His own. Just last year, he did it at 39. This year, he raised the bar yet again. But what really caught everyone's attention wasn't just the selection itself, it was LeBron's reaction. Humble. Almost like he expected it. And honestly, he probably did. Because when you've been doing the impossible for this long, nothing really feels impossible anymore. Let's rewind for a second. From the moment he entered the league as an 18-year-old phenom out of high school, LeBron James has done nothing but shatter expectations. He was labeled the chosen one before he ever played an NBA game, and somehow he lived up to the hype. Then he surpassed it. And then he redefined it. 3 franchises. 4 championships. Countless records. And through it all, he's remained the face of the league. Since joining the Los Angeles Lakers in 2017, LeBron has brought the city of Los Angeles another banner, something that will forever tie him to Lakers royalty. He's played alongside multiple rosters, dealt with injuries, coaching changes, and front office shifts. But one thing has never changed, his greatness. And this season, despite the Lakers falling short in the playoffs and never truly looking like contenders, LeBron was a force. Let's talk numbers. 24.1 points per game. 7.8 rebounds. 8.2 assists. Shooting 51.3% from the field, and an impressive 37.6% from three-point range. Those aren't just good stats for a veteran. They're elite numbers for any player in the NBA. Period. And yet, he's 40. 40. At an age when most NBA players have long since retired, when knees are shot and speed is gone, LeBron James is still running the floor, throwing down dunks, hitting logo threes, and dissecting defenses like a surgeon. He's not just surviving, he's dominating. Which brings up the question that seems to follow him every off-season. Is retirement coming? He's mentioned it before. A few times, actually. After a tough playoff loss. After a particularly grueling season. But deep down, fans know the truth. LeBron James is not walking away from this game until he absolutely has to. Because how do you retire when you're still better than almost everyone else? How do you leave when you're still the engine of your team? How do you say goodbye when the fire is still burning, and the numbers prove it? But here's the thing. LeBron isn't chasing All-NBA selections. He's not chasing MVPs or scoring titles. He's chasing something bigger. Ring number 5. That's what keeps him going. That's what fuels him in the off-season. That's what makes every loss sting and every win feel like a step toward destiny. LeBron James wants another championship. Badly. And not for the legacy, not for the narrative, but for the love of the game. For the pursuit of greatness. For that feeling of standing on the mountaintop one more time. And you better believe the Lakers know it too. Next season, they're going to go all in. They have to. Because this version of LeBron doesn't come around often. Actually, scratch that, this version of LeBron has never existed before. No one has ever played at this level at this age. No one has carried this kind of weight on their shoulders for this long. But the Lakers will need to make moves. Fix the holes. Especially at the center position, which hurt them in the second half of the season. If they want to give LeBron a real shot at another title, it's now or never. The window is open, but it won't be forever. And while we all marvel at what LeBron continues to do, it's worth remembering that this moment, right now, is historic. We are watching something that future generations will talk about the way we talk about Jordan or Kareem or Magic. LeBron James at 40, still dominating. Still leading. Still making All-NBA teams. So when you see his name among the league's best once again, don't act surprised. This is who he is. This is what he does. And as long as he laces up those sneakers, steps on that court, and puts on that Lakers jersey, the king is still very much alive and ruling. It looks like the Los Angeles Lakers are feeling pretty confident these days, and honestly, they have every reason to be. One of their most important defensive players, Dorian Finney-Smith, might be sticking with the team for the foreseeable future. In a season filled with highs and lows, this development stands out as one of the brighter moments for Lakers fans to latch onto as they look ahead. Let's take a step back and revisit how things got to this point. Earlier this year, the Lakers made a bold move designed to boost their defense. D'Angelo Russell's stint in Los Angeles had run its course, and with new head coach J.J. Redick at the helm, there was a clear desire to bring in more toughness and consistency. The front office responded by trading for Dorian Finney-Smith, a player widely regarded around the league as a gritty, no-nonsense defender with a high basketball IQ. Right from the jump, Finney-Smith showed why he was worth the investment. The moment he donned the Lakers jersey, it was clear he wasn't just another role player. They had landed a genuine defensive difference-maker. When the team parted ways with Anthony Davis, it was Finney-Smith who stepped up to fill the defensive void. He quickly established himself as the team's best defender, not just on the perimeter but overall. And that's saying something on a franchise with championship aspirations. What really sets Finney-Smith apart is his remarkable versatility. He's capable of guarding multiple positions, often 3, sometimes even 4. Whether it's speedy wings, crafty guards, or power forwards, he rises to the challenge. His footwork is sharp, his anticipation on point, and his physicality makes life incredibly tough for opposing scorers. And while Finney-Smith isn't going to light up the scoreboard every night, the Lakers don't expect him to. With offensive talents like LeBron James and a handful of other weapons on the roster, Finney-Smith's role is crystal clear. He's there to anchor the defense and take pressure off his teammates. Now that the offseason is underway, all eyes are on what Finney-Smith will decide to do next. He holds a player option worth $15.3 million. That means he has the choice to accept the option and return to the Lakers for another year, or decline it and test the free agency market. Here's where things get particularly intriguing. Despite the uncertainty, insiders within the Lakers organization are confident Finney-Smith will opt in and come back next season. NBA insider Eric Pincus from Bleacher Report has shared that the Lakers are optimistic about securing his return. Pincus even predicts that Finney-Smith could re-sign for a figure close to his current player option, highlighting the strong bond he has formed with Luka Doncic as a reason why he might become a long-term fixture in Los Angeles. But it's important to remember, nothing is set in stone. While Finney-Smith might not be a primary offensive weapon, his value within J.J. Redick's system is undeniable. He's a player who fully understands his role and executes it without complaint. He doesn't force shots or chase personal stats. Instead, he defends hard, makes smart rotations, and reads the game at a high level. He uses his strength and positioning to shut down driving lanes and frustrate opposing offenses. Finney-Smith is exactly the kind of player who will take a charge, dive on the floor for a loose ball, or challenge a tough shot at the rim, even if those efforts don't show up in the stat sheet. That kind of selfless effort is infectious. And for a Lakers squad aiming to build a new identity under a first-year head coach, having a player like Finney-Smith in the locker room is a massive asset. Now, let's imagine for a moment that Finney-Smith decides to explore free agency. The Lakers would find themselves in a tricky situation. Players with his defensive skill set don't come around often, especially ones who can guard multiple positions effectively and play consistent, high-level minutes. Replacing him on the open market at a similar salary would be extremely difficult. And with the Lakers already operating under a tight salary cap, offering him significantly more money might not even be an option. That's why most experts and analysts believe he will stay put. It's a logical choice for both parties. Looking at his numbers since joining the Lakers, his impact is evident beyond just the eye test. Finney-Smith has averaged 7.9 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 1.4 assists per game. He shot an efficient 44.2% from the field and an impressive 39.8% from three-point range. Numbers that are quite respectable for someone whose primary role is defensive. That said, the Lakers still have one glaring hole to fill: the center position. This was a big issue in the second half of last season. Without a true rim protector or interior presence, their defense was overly reliant on help defense from the perimeter. Finney-Smith excels on the wing, but even his exceptional perimeter defense can't cover for weaknesses down low. Fixing that front-court deficiency will be among the Lakers' top priorities this offseason. No matter who they bring in to address that need, keeping Finney-Smith in the rotation gives the Lakers a significant defensive advantage. He brings toughness, discipline, and a calming presence when the game gets intense. He's exactly the kind of veteran presence you want when the playoffs roll around. So, as the Lakers gear up for another pivotal offseason, one thing is abundantly clear. Retaining Dorian Finney-Smith should be near the very top of their to-do list. While he may not be the flashiest or highest scoring player, he's the glue guy every championship contender needs. In J.J. Redick's system, Finney-Smith could very well shine even brighter next year. If he stays, and all signs currently point to that happening, Lakers fans can look forward to more lockdown defense, relentless hustle, and that gritty no-quit attitude that has come to define his game. And honestly, that might be exactly what this team needs to take the next step. It seems the Los Angeles Lakers might still have Mark Williams in their plans moving forward. Even after a previous trade attempt fell apart, this young center remains a key figure in discussions about how the Lakers plan to fix one of their biggest weaknesses. To fully understand why Williams is so important, we have to look back at what happened when the Lakers traded away Anthony Davis. Davis was not just any player. He was their defensive anchor, the guy who protected the paint, blocked shots, and intimidated opponents around the rim. Losing him left a huge hole on the defensive end. Then came the blockbuster trade bringing Luka Doncic to Los Angeles. While Doncic is a phenomenal offensive talent, the Lakers suddenly found themselves without a true rim protector. The defense, especially inside, was exposed, and it showed throughout the season. In response to that glaring problem, the Lakers sought out Mark Williams. Williams is a young, promising center with a reputation for being an excellent shot blocker and a strong finisher at the rim. His athleticism and defensive instincts made him an attractive target for a Lakers team desperate to shore up their interior defense. At first, everything looked promising. Talks about a trade for Williams were moving forward, and many Lakers fans were hopeful that this would be the solution they needed. But then, the deal suddenly fell through. The Lakers pulled out after reviewing his medical report, raising concerns about his health and durability. Without Williams, the Lakers had to turn to Jackson Hayes, who ended up starting at center for much of the remainder of the season. Hayes, while talented, simply wasn't the defensive presence the Lakers needed. As a result, their interior defense remained a significant weakness, contributing to inconsistent team performance and struggles on the defensive end. Now, heading into the offseason, the Lakers' priority is clear. They must fix the center position. It's the key to improving their defense, and ultimately, their chances of contending for a championship. A strong rim protector who can anchor the defense and cover for the team's perimeter issues is a must-have. Interestingly, recent reports from Bleacher Report suggest the Lakers might still be considering Mark Williams as a potential piece of their future. If the team believes he can stay healthy and contribute consistently, they could revisit the idea of acquiring him. But this won't be easy. The Lakers are constrained by their salary cap, limiting their flexibility to sign free agents outright. Because of this, the most realistic path to getting a player like Williams, or any quality center, will likely be through a trade. However, given that the Lakers already showed serious interest once, the Charlotte Hornets will likely demand an even higher price if Los Angeles comes knocking again. This puts the Lakers in a tough spot. If they do decide to pursue Williams again, they'll need to weigh the costs carefully. On the other hand, they might decide to explore other options entirely. What's clear is that whoever they bring in must be defensively minded, with the ability to protect the rim and help compensate for a backcourt that struggled defensively last season. That backcourt, as it stands, was one of the weakest defensive units in the league. If the Lakers plan on keeping that lineup intact, upgrading the center position becomes all the more critical. A stronger interior defender could help cover perimeter lapses and change the way opponents attack them. Mark Williams still has a lot of potential. Last season, he averaged solid numbers, 15.2 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per game. For a young player, those stats show he's capable of making an impact on both ends of the court. But stats don't tell the whole story. His ability to alter shots, block opponents, and protect the rim makes him particularly valuable. In today's NBA, where offense is king, having a player who can intimidate opponents and change the trajectory of shots near the basket can make a huge difference. So, the big question is, will the Lakers take another shot at bringing Williams on board? Or will they look for a safer bet, someone with a more proven track record and fewer health concerns? Whatever route they choose, one thing is clear. The Lakers have to address their defensive weaknesses if they want to return to championship contention. Adding a reliable, defensive-minded center could be the missing piece that elevates the team's defense to a new level. For Lakers fans, This offseason will be crucial. They'll be watching closely to see how the front office approaches the center position. Whether it's Mark Williams or someone else, the right addition could make all the difference next season. In the meantime, Lakers fans can only hope that the team finds the right balance between offense and defense, builds around Luka Doncic's incredible talent, and plugs those gaps that held them back last year. The clock is ticking, and the pressure is on the Lakers to make the right moves. Because without a strong defensive foundation, starting with the center spot, it's going to be tough for this team to get back to where they want to be. And that's why Mark Williams, health concerns aside, remains a name to watch. His skill set fits exactly what the Lakers need, and if the stars align, this could still be the pairing that changes their fortunes. Only time will tell.